welcome back. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm Audrey, your host, and welcome to my dreamy, dreamy world. I've missed you, so I got it together a little bit. I got out of my hibernation, and Kim Kardashian says no one wants to work these days, and I'm just proving those allegations wrong. I'm getting up there, I'm working, I'm putting in the effort, we're interviewing, we're scheduling, we are getting it done. So excited to be back with you and connect. It is a great podcast episode today. I interview a friend of mine, Christy. Our conversation goes in so many different directions and it was just so fun. We get into being a new mom, living in Boston, discovering life and like kind of finding your confidence, putting yourself out there. And of course, you know me, there is an element to me that I love to daydream. I love to daydream. There are so many different ways of daydreaming. Daydreaming can look different for you personally versus on like a big scale. And I ask my friends and people on the pod what they're daydreaming about. So if you are into that, baby, just stay here. You are in a good spot to do that. And that's Audrey's world. Christy, how are you?
Good. How are you? Long time no see.
Good. I know. I know. Are you guys like snowed in there?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, like, we got probably 18 inches of snow over the last like 48 hours, and it is
That's so
crazy. Yeah, like,
crazy.
all the schools are closed. Like, yesterday I took a walk after it stopped snowing, and everything was closed. The only people you saw out and about were like people who live in my neighborhood and plows.
Yeah. Oh my God. A true like retro snow day.
Yeah. And that's how it felt for kids too, from what I've heard. There weren't like virtual classes, and a lot of people felt like it was like a mini adult snow day in some ways too.
I
Kind of nice.
bet. Oh my gosh. I know. I kept seeing, first of all, I had no idea you all were supposed to get that amount of snow, but this year I've been so ignorant with whatever snow forecast is coming. Like even in Chicago, it's supposed to snow and I'm like figuring it out as it's snowing. So I'm like, oh God, we gotta prep. But I feel like everyone is having an old-fashioned winter. Like there is a lot of snow, it is cold, and it's not as we've had it the last few years.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever like as prepared as you should be. Like I realized I
No.
didn't have like I ran out of milk this morning and I was like, "Oh, I probably should have had like more than like a day and a half of milk on hand." But also when your husband goes through cereal at like a box a day, that's kind of hard to do.
Hard to predict. That's funny. Yeah, now you're in mom mode too. So it's like, oh gosh, yeah. You're like planning in ways you never thought you would or in ways you didn't have to before.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't understand how important the planning aspect of the mom life would be because, like, for example, I went to Ohio for a couple days to see
Mhm.
my parents, and I got to day 3 of being there and realized I packed like the exact amount of diapers, baby formula, wipes. Like, if my flight had gotten delayed or like I ended up in a snowstorm in Ohio, I would not have had what I needed. Like, definitely poor planning there, but the mom life is fun. It's definitely an exciting new chapter for sure.
I bet. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I bet. Well, the last time I saw you, you had literally a birth, not even a week, or like it had been like a week or two. So yeah, it's been a lot has changed, I bet, since then.
Yeah, I mean, he was fresh when you saw him. Like he had maybe yeah, he I don't think he was a month old yet because it was still
No.
the fall for sure here in New England when you visited. But yeah, he was tiny and now he's so big. Like having an almost 5 month old now, I'm like, where has the time gone? It goes by so quickly. And every day is a new milestone. Some amazing
Yeah.
and some like that's not as fun or oh, that's disgusting or things like that. But overall, 10 out of 10 experience. It's awesome.
I bet. Gosh, it is crazy because yeah, when I visited Boston, it was early October. To think that that has been 5 months alone is wild. And I'm sure you're going through so many emotions because didn't you say you had like a 6 month leave or something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for my career and the company I've chosen, and the benefits that they have are just amazing. So between my maternity leave and like the medical leave that they give you for having a baby and everything. Like I'm getting about 6 months off. So I'm already dreading going back to work, but it's still far enough
Yeah.
away that I'm like, okay, I just don't need to think about it yet. But yeah, obviously like when I first had him, your mind shift is just so different. Then your priorities are so different. Like, I didn't even think about work. And now I'm like, okay, it's getting closer that I should maybe consider, like, okay, what are the next steps from like a career perspective that I want to take and things like that. So, have started to like maybe spend a few minutes each day, not reading emails, not stuff like that, but really just like thinking about like what do I want to do and like what path do I want to go on in this new like navigating mom work life balance that I'm going to have to figure out because there's not going to be like you can get off at 6 or 7 p.m. a couple days if you need to. Like if you got to get your kid, you have to get your kid at the end of the day, and you can't really just be like, no, I'll forget my kid and then go keep working, which is what I would usually do. It'll
Yeah.
be more like put the kid to sleep and then hop back on if I need to, but hopefully I'm in a position where I'm not working late nights at all. So fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah. That is crazy, and it like kind of just sucks that you're already thinking like that, but you kind of have to, unfortunately. And I know that's what like my mom did. I mean, she worked all throughout our life growing up, and she, yeah, look, now I have a lot more conversations with her about it, but that's what she would do. She would put us to bed and then like go back into the office, that pre-laptop, and like,
Yeah.
finish what she had to do or whatever. And I'm like, it's just crazy. It's so crazy that, and I was just speaking to someone at work today. She has two little kids, and she's like, well, they'll be this old by in the next 2 years. So I kind of want to plan to where my career growth will be then. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so lucky that I don't
Yeah.
have to think like that right now. But I mean, it is things that you have to do. And it's just crazy what all you're going through day to day being a working mom. But we don't have to
Yeah.
talk
I
about
mean,
that yet.
thankfully I'm comfortable with the mental shift at this point because he is like almost 5 months old. Thankfully, I'm not one of those moms that is in a position where it's like, I don't know, like I'm 5 weeks out and I'm already thinking about what I'm going to be doing at work. But for now, I'm in a good mental state, which is great, and I'm blessed to be in that position for sure. Because like you just hear other moms who are not, and that's really really unfortunate.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard. Gosh, I can't imagine. But I'm also just so impressed. Not only are you like a new mom with a newborn, I mean, I don't know. I still feel like that's newborn-ish, but you're traveling. You're doing so much traveling with him. How is that going?
I don't know. Like I had somebody tell me to like view motherhood and the baby as like an addition to your life and your family rather than like a setback, and don't shift into that mentality of like the baby's going to hold you back. I mean, yes, obviously you have to prioritize your child, but at the same time, I'm like, I still want to do all these other things. And being on maternity leave for 6 months, if I stayed in my house, I mean, you know me, I would go crazy. Like, I just wouldn't be able to like, especially living in the city, like I'm in a condo, it's not as big and glamorous as like if I had more of a Midwest working lifestyle where if you have like two working adults, you probably get to the point where when you have a home and like a yard and things like that, like I don't have that. So like being in the middle of a snowstorm in Boston in 800 square feet with a newborn, like you kind of like want to get out. But yeah, there were other things too with like my husband and I's lives that we just didn't want to miss, like a couple of weddings and like the holidays with family, like things like that. We don't have our immediate family here on either side. We were like, yes, we can do this. And like a lot of people like told me if you are going to travel when they're young, it's much easier if they're not mobile. And like he can't crawl
Yeah.
yet. So pretty much all he does is eat and sleep. So it was actually really not that bad. Like once we figured out how to organize and pack properly with a child, taking a flight is actually not that terrifying. If you're especially if you're somebody who likes to travel and planes don't scare you. Even international flights, they have like little bassinets, and like being able to just like have your kid like fall asleep and take them off your lap and put them in a bassinet on an airplane, never thought I would do that. It's also made out of like a cardboard box. Like it's not anything But I don't know, it's just been really nice too. And my husband had some time off of work, so like it was great to just like do a couple of things that were just the three of us. We did a trip to Florida recently and just did the Florida Keys drive, which we had always wanted to
Oh
do.
my gosh. Yeah.
But it was something that we realized like we could do this with a kid. Like let's just do it now while we have the time and whatnot. So it's been really fun traveling and just experiencing things as like a mom and a family rather than
Hmm.
just like me on my own or visiting with a friend. And there aren't really a ton of like midnight bar nights or anything anymore, but like, there are a lot of things. It's like just bring your kid and you can. They have nice baby carriers and stuff nowadays. Like shouldn't hold you
Hmm.
back from doing every little last thing that you like to do in your life. So
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
I've definitely tried to like view it that way, and I think the travel has really helped like keep me sane because you are already going through so many like changes physically, mentally, emotionally, hormonally that like
Hmm.
the travel was one thing for me that just like really helped give me something to do and keep me busy because like if I'm playing with my kid in a hotel room or on the beach, like it's not totally different than playing with him in my living room on the playmat. Like we're still
Hmm.
interacting as a mother son would do, and it's just cool to like do it in different areas and different environments.
Yeah. Yeah. I love your, well, yeah, knowing you, you have, you are on the go. There's got to be an activity. We
Yeah.
got to keep moving. And I can imagine that would be a challenge going into motherhood, especially like a newborn. You know, you're figuring so much out, and there's sleep schedule, feeding schedule that you're just navigating at the same time. So I love that you were able to, yeah, give yourself something to look forward to, maybe to travel and test those waters out. And like if it's traveling sucked for you, then you would, pivot, figure it out. I imagine the equipment of it all. Like I fly a lot and I am seeing all those baby carriers, strollers, like the just diaper bags, all of that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that in itself is like a huge to do. I can't imagine. I love that. Yeah, you guys are not letting that stop you and you're trying it. You're going for it. And like, yeah, it might not be easy, but do it now and it will be easier as he gets older too to maybe like stay in that routine if you guys really want to.
Yeah, for sure. And having a husband who's really good from a partnership perspective when it comes to parenting, like that makes all the difference in the world too. Like I wouldn't have been able to do all of that by myself, I don't think. When it comes to traveling in the airport with like what feels like a million things, like I took my kid to Ohio by myself last week and had him strapped to the front of me and just like a carry-on and his diaper bag. And I made it work. And I wasn't gone for that long, but like you can do it simply and if you at least can check a few things, the airlines are super flexible and you'd be shocked at like how cheaply you can do the travel if you like do your research because you can check the car seat for free. You can gate check the stroller. You don't have to pay for it. There are so many little things that make it like way more simplistic than you would think. Even like taking water and baby formula and things like that through TSA, they're super flexible. I mean, every once in a while you don't have a great experience, but like people are receptive as long as they like I don't know, as long as they understand the policies on the other side too, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
it's really not that bad, I would say.
Good. Good. I'm glad that's been your experience. But oh my gosh. Yeah, I imagine choosing the right partner along the way makes all of the difference. I keep seeing videos like, yeah, of course, I didn't marry a loser.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
see that
that's just what I
trend too.
was hearing when you were saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely like I'm not great at documenting a lot of things that would like be able to hop right on that trend that you just discussed.
Yeah.
But mentally I have a lot of things that could be on that list that I like see my husband in that like dad go mode and stuff that I could easily hop on that trend.
Yeah. It's crazy. You guys have been together, what, like 13 years or something like that? I mean, that makes me feel so old because you guys met freshman year of college. So the fact that it's been maybe that long is crazy, but like that you picked someone that great freshman year of college. I
I know.
clearly did not do that, nor did I have the fortitude, I think, or the mental ability to have done that at that time. How have you guys navigated life and all those changes? Like those are, I don't know, looking back, very formative, insane shifting years. Tell me how you did it. I'm just so curious.
Honestly, I don't know how I did it. A lot of times I like to say I'm lucky or blessed in many ways.
Yeah.
Like meeting Eric was definitely like the best thing that's ever happened to me. I also went into Xavier with the mindset that I wasn't going to date freshman year. Like I'm going to go live my life, have fun, meet people like you, and have the best
Yeah.
time because I feel like a lot of my family, like my parents, aunts, and uncles, they hyped up college so much for me that like I knew it was going to be special. And then I
Hmm.
met Eric like right away and we started dating like September of 2013, which we met in August, dated in September, and then like it just was one of those things where I didn't like not to say I didn't think it would last, but I didn't think I would ever be in that position.
Hmm.
But I think that I just got on such a regimented schedule that like I only had the time in college for like my classes, my homework, sleeping, and playing women's basketball for the first couple of years. So like practice and practice might not just be practice. It might be like practice, weights, conditioning. It wasn't always like 2 hour practice. Sometimes basketball was like 5 hours of my day. And then I met Eric. So like Eric was the other time that I had and still trying to make time for like socializing with roommates and whatnot, like was not always easy. And it wasn't like I only focused on Eric, which was nice, but Eric was a huge part of like those first couple of months for me. I'm not sure how we did it and made it through, but somehow we did because he joined the military. He left Xavier after that first semester of freshman year, which I'm not sure if you remember. Then he came back and we stayed together through so many different chapters of our lives. And like what you said, like those first couple of years of college are so pivotal. Like you're trying to figure out what you like, what you want to do, and still maintain like your relationships with roommates, figure out your housing for the next year. Like there are a million decisions that you make, even
Yeah.
though like you don't have a full-time job yet.
Hmm.
And somehow we found a way to always choose each other in every moment where it really mattered. And we were also our biggest like cheerleaders, teammates, whatever you want to call it. Like we always were there for each other when we needed it, even if that didn't physically mean physically in the room with one another. Like he was off to random military trainings in all parts of the US. I did an internship in India and China through college. So like we weren't always physically in the same location. And sometimes that made it tough, but like we realized early on that we really could like develop something special and like watching that grow from where it was when we were like immature 18-year-olds to like now being 31 and 32 with a kid is just like
Yeah.
absolutely insane. And I realized that like that's not everybody's path and everybody's lives are different. And I'm just happy that like mine has turned out this way. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right path for everybody. Some people don't want to have kids, some people don't want to get married, and some people do and they haven't yet. And like everybody has their own unique path. And I would say like don't give up. And eventually one day if you feel like you found a person, like it might be your person, and that could be at 18 or it could be at 83.
Yeah.
And I'm very very happy that it's worked out for us. But navigating things like where we weren't in the same physical location, and then all of a sudden in COVID, we were like in an 800 square foot apartment with no daylight, trying to both
Yeah.
work remotely. You learn and grow like every single year and every single different chapter, and that was like another one that was just like so like awesome to work through together and figure it out. We kind of view those situations as like how can we attack this together, not like, try not to get like little petty fights with one another. Like we rarely have those type of arguments, and I think that we both have very different personalities too. So it kind of helps bring like both perspectives to the table in any like confrontational things we would ever get into.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, complete opposite personalities. Like Myers-Briggs, I think I'm like an ESFJ and he's like an INT, whatever the opposite is, complete opposite letters. So it is really cool to just like work as a team in so many different environments and chapters, and
Yeah.
it's been fun and like with our growth as a couple too, because
Like
you have
that.
like your individual growth and then you have like your relationship growth, and it's definitely matured a lot. It's probably not all the way there yet, but it's way better than it was when we were 18.
Well, I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
But no, that's so true. Like, yeah, even through college, you guys did. experience a lot of differences in each other. I totally forgot you went to India for your internship and China and all of those changes. And like, what a gift. You were still able to support each other through those. And yeah, even when you're not in the same country, still finding ways to be there for each other's support and just like help facilitate that growth or whatever. Yeah, set up, I can imagine set up such a great foundation for COVID, being parents, traveling, moving, all the life things that happen. You guys got that early on, which, yeah, if you can navigate that, why not keep
Yeah.
going?
I mean, even like, you understand like how important like phones and social media and all that stuff is to like, especially people in college and yeah, in that when they're in that phase of life. And I feel like social media was really becoming a thing when we were like in high school, and then everybody got Instagram and Snapchat, and people's snap streaks were like, I mean, I don't know if people still do this nowadays,
Oh my
but
God.
you were trying to like
Yeah.
keep your snap streak with your besties and everything. And like I couldn't do that. Like he went to basic training and didn't have a phone. Like I couldn't pick up the phone and just be like, "Hey, what's up?
Mm.
Like how was your day?" It was more like, "Okay, let me wait and like hope that I get a letter from him." And then he sent letters and I sent letters back, and that I swear like some of the like simple old school things are what really was at the foundation of our relationship, and not everybody's is going to be that way, but it is kind of sweet. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And
You can appreciate so much more. I can't
yeah,
imagine having to write a letter and be like, I hope he
I know.
writes back in the next week. Like, will I hear from him in a week, 2 days? Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe I should get a pen pal because I was really happy at that point in time, even though I wasn't physically sitting next to him.
Yeah, sometimes it's great to have that perspective where not needing something immediately and you can like grow, find new things, get a new hobby, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just change things up a little bit. Social media in college, when we had it though, that was like peak. It was still so new. There were no like trends. I don't know. It was just so different. It was so naive, but in the best way. Like, I didn't follow any influencers. There was just, I was posting shit daily.
Yep. It was like, oh, here's my cup of orange juice. And maybe somebody might comment, like, oh, I had apple juice. And that was like
Yeah,
one of the best parts of your day because, like, the person that you liked commented that they also had juice in the morning. It was pretty lame. Technology has definitely evolved, like, so much.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Facebook. Do you remember we would give share party invites in college through Facebook?
Yeah. Yep. No
So
party call
crazy.
invites or anything.
Yeah.
We were Facebook events.
Hmm. Hmm.
I also don't know if I ever like hosted an event that way. Like I like to host people, but usually not in that big of a group. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like I never made my events official. Mine were probably all just like word of mouth because I'm not always organized from that perspective.
Yeah. I feel like the only reason we ever did it through Facebook was because we definitely did not have everyone's numbers. And we were like, well,
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
just have it.
And if you were like
So,
scared to ask somebody that you like for their number, like you might have already been
for
Facebook
sure.
friends first, right? So
For sure.
that was
For
probably the
sure.
easiest way to make sure that like the people you liked made it to your party. Because you also probably like
Exactly.
sat in class with people every day that you might have been Facebook friends with but didn't have their number unless like you got hooked into the group project with them, right?
Literally. Literally. And even then, there was like, ways around not even having to give out your number.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you had a crush on a guy in class, like, good luck. You had to do some leg work to get that number.
Yeah, or you could have like the texting apps on like your iPod Touch. I don't know if you ever
Yes.
had those, but like it
Yeah.
was just allowed for you to have whatever phone number you wanted. And like I swear every once in a while I'm like, "Oh, I wish I could kind of have a separate phone number for like I don't know, just like promotional things or I don't know, like personal family friends related separate from like my work or like worker."
Yeah. And we're just inundated with the information and yeah, promos, like all of that. It really, when you said you and Eric were writing, I was like, yeah, you're not wrong. Something like that could be so nice because I'm kind of in my analog era where I am whipping out paint by numbers like weekly at this point. I am doing so much to not scroll or watch TV. And I am like mentally in such a better place because I did not realize how much information was just getting like data dumped into me because I was just so used to it. And I don't know, yeah, a part of me is like if we could have that separate sort of communication or we just like go analog with it, I'm kind of down. And maybe that's just me getting older. And
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while it does feel good to like pick up a pen. I mean, I typically am only writing when I write somebody a thank you note, and One thing I realized last week is with Valentine's Day that like I have a kid now, and so like there is going to be like the coloring and things like that where like I'm going to have to physically pick up a colored pencil and a crayon. I did like little outlines of his hand, which was so much fun. Like, oh no, his hand's getting so big already. I can't deal with this. But at the same time, I'm like, this is actually really nice to like make some Valentines for our neighbors. Like,
Aw. Did your hand cramp immediately too? I feel like whenever I pick up something, I literally write like two words and I'm like cramping already.
I don't think so. I don't remember it cramping, and I think I would remember that. So it's probably just one of those things. The way I hold a pencil is like similar enough to the way I hold my phone that it didn't happen to me.
There you go. Lucky girl. Who knew? Christy, okay, I had to ask you, and I feel like I have to highlight your athleticism because as we hinted, I knew you through high school, not as well as I then got to know you obviously through college and like playing club volleyball together, just being part of like similar circles and things like that. But your ability to jump from sport to sport seemingly without like any transitional practices was something that blew my mind as someone who exclusively played volleyball, like dedicated a lot of my time to it. There were things happening there where I was like, oh my God, she was playing basketball a day ago, an hour ago, and now she's just playing volleyball flawlessly, better than me with limited airs. And I just feel like your
You're a lot
ability
of
to
things.
like
Sorry.
pick up things. Oh no, no, go ahead. I feel like your just ability to pick up and transition from like sport to sport like that was just like mind blowing to me, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. So was there just an ease of trying, or were you just like really competitive with yourself? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many factors with how I could jump around for sure, and it was not always easy. And there are plenty of things with volleyball that you are so much better than me than I will ever be at. I can like explicitly remember setting the ball to people and hearing you call where the hitter should be hitting was like maybe one of your biggest strengths because like I don't think I ever had somebody so vocal behind me like yelling at me if I should hit line or cross. But I can definitely remember like your vision for like I don't know, just your perspective is so much different when you're like in the back row compared to when you're like when
For
you're
sure.
setting, you're not even looking at the other side of the court unless it's like out of your peripherals and you're trying to like read a block maybe, but you're probably
Hmm.
not seeing where everybody in the back row is lined up. And like I can just remember like the mental piece of your game there was like so much sharper than mine would have ever been. Like if you stuck me left back and I had to call anything for hitters or just like the simple things for you, like crossing with like the libero or the other DSs back there, like I'm not good at any of that stuff. Like
Okay,
I
these
don't
are all things I completely forgot about, like in volleyball. So, well, thank you for reminding me. But, like, oh my God, wow.
well yeah, my mind can flip back and forth between sports very easily too. It's not it's not just my physical capabilities every once in a while. But yeah, I mean there are definitely like we play different positions, so like I don't know. Like there are so many things that you're way better than I will ever be at. Just to put that out there. Um,
There, thank
but
you.
what I think helped me jump between multiple sports so easily is the competitiveness of the different like I got excited about all of them very easily. I was also okay with not being 100% focused on one. So like the amount of like commitment and dedication you had to one in a lot of aspects would have done me better. I never had that in sports. Like even the little things like I debated junior and senior year of high school playing tennis instead of volleyball. But like I like to be moving. My family was always very active growing up and I enjoyed playing outside. I enjoyed running across the neighborhood to like go play basketball with my friends and I liked
Hmm.
playing kickball and softball and anything that had hand-eye coordination like was just my thing. But like it gave me something else to do other than like play with my little sisters if I signed up for a sport. So
Yeah.
I love my sisters to death and I would never trade them for the world. But once I got to the point where I could like enjoy going to practice after school, I wanted to do everything that was out there. So I tried to take advantage of like every opportunity athletically that I could. So, like I'm pretty sure when I was little, I did cross country and volleyball in the same season. And then I would transition to basketball and then I would do track and softball. And I did that for like multiple years. And then it was like, okay, I have to cut back. What do I really like? And so then In high school, I just did volleyball, basketball, track, and it kept me in shape. But like watching my mom grow up and she went to the same high school that I did and she played volleyball and basketball, I was like, I can do that too. And so I think
Hmm.
for me, it was just something that I wanted to do. And because I wanted to do it and I'm competitive, like I never saw anything wrong with doing multiple sports. And my uncles loved playing basketball at like the holidays when we would all get together. And I was like the little niece that wanted to just keep up with everybody. And so,
Yeah.
like, if that meant like basketball with them, and then my dad loved volleyball, like, that just kept me going to like always try to be playing with people who are better and also competitive.
Hmm.
But like I had fun while doing it. So I never thought once about quitting. And I thankfully was like decent enough to like hold my own when I usually was playing with
Yeah.
groups of people. So that really just kept me going. And I don't know. I love sports. It gave me so many career opportunities. I'm in my field, like I'm a woman in
Hmm.
finance and like
Yeah.
we have more women on our team now, thankfully. But when I started, I was on a team of seven and I was the only female. So like what do you think those guys talk about
Yeah.
like outside of the PowerPoint presentation that we're supposed to deliver in 2 hours? People talk about golf, they talk about the Celtics, the Patriots, like here in Boston, we're like a
Mhm.
small city and I'm happy to talk about those things, but like as long as you're still being inclusive, like don't discount me because I'm a female who like might not know as much as all the people you're talking about on the teams, but like
Yeah.
I can beat you in Papa Shot right now. Like give me the basketball and I
Show me your skill now.
thankfully am surrounded by a great environment at work that is very female empowering and like you notice the biases every once in a while, but if they're inclusive and accepting when you do establish yourself and establish your presence, and you feel welcome, that definitely helps. And so like that's another reason I've continued to try to play sports. Like now maybe it's in a different dynamic and I do things that are more like workout classes and things like that that I haven't done before. But I still like to play basketball because I meet people through it. Honestly, basketball has been such a blessing in every single city that I've tried to play in. Like even the old neighborhood, there are multiple pickup basketball courts. And so when Eric and I moved to that neighborhood, like that's how we met a lot of our friends. Like we would show up there and then even during COVID, like when you could first kind of be outdoors with people again, like that was one of the first things we did. We made so many friends through basketball and just like my high school teammates, some of my college teammates, like I'm still friends with those people today. And like you understand the importance of having a good teammate. And if you carry those relationships off the court, it's amazing.
I just love, like, I can even remember seeing videos or like you posting about when you were abroad in like India and China, like, during your internships, like, yeah, went to a pickup basketball game. And to me, that shows your athletic ability to just be able to like go and throw down with whoever's there because usually they're very good. Like, they can usually hold their own. But I feel like it also just shows such confidence in yourself. Like, I don't think I would do that. So to me, you're maybe what I see as your confidence as well too, and being able to do that.
Yeah, I definitely feel confident in those moments when I like show up to a new place and I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna like play this sport because I like it. And like the
Hmm.
fact that I just love playing the sport and being in the moment so much, like could outweigh like the lack of confidence that I might have before I show up. So just like
Yeah.
the urge to like physically pass a volleyball right now is like so big for me that like I've joined a Facebook group recently where I could like see when they might need an extra person in Boston.
Hmm.
Which
Hmm.
will I play? I don't know. But it's it's just one of those things like you miss it and even though you might not be
I'm
as
starting to miss it
now,
so much too
yeah.
lately. Like,
And once it gets nice outside too, I'm like, oh, I could play like sand volleyball. It's always like very enticing to think about. I but yeah, the confidence definitely came from being put in high pressure situations like earlier on too. Like when you think about challenging yourself, like I took a lot of honors classes in high school and college, and you're giving presentations, and then you might be in high pressure situations in an internship if you're expected to deliver on a project, state tournament for D1 basketball. So, like, just the fact that I was like out there on some big stages, not necessarily because I performed well, but being
Hmm.
on the big stage in some of those moments, like it makes it feel like if I show up to a pickup basketball court, like there is no pressure at all. And so the confidence is just kind of automatically there in those scenarios because I felt like I had to physically bring myself and like hype myself up to be confident in moments that felt bigger and larger than life that I had earlier on in my
Hmm.
career when it came to athletics. So showing up to like a pickup court or signing up for like a fun volleyball league, it's like I'm not gonna have a coach yelling at me. If we lose, we're done. Like I can come back tomorrow and it'll be different people.
Hmm.
So sports for me is just like fun and social,
Yeah.
but still competitive in my mind. So
Hmm.
it doesn't it's not scary to me anymore, like it used
Hmm.
to be in some of the high pressure moments.
Yeah, that's a great way of thinking about it and hearing how you like get in that mindset after it's like taking some of that, yeah, scary out of it by, okay, does this actually really matter? Like, I know for me, that's something that I've been getting better at, but I do still catch myself like some stupid, I don't know, like yoga class or something like that. I'm like, what does it matter? It's a yoga class. Who
Yeah.
cares? Like,
Well,
like
the
it's,
mindset of like you don't care what people think about you, but you kind of do care. Like you want to take pride in yourself too, so you do have to care a little.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or like I want to be friends with these girls. So like
yeah,
I mean, is this the reason why I'm not? Like no, not at all.
yeah.
Like maybe go say hi and then you'll be friends.
I'm very curious what like the difference between a New England workout class and a Midwest workout class would be
Yeah.
because I've experienced life in both now, and everything is different, especially when it comes to friendships. Like I really struggled when I first moved here to make friends, and
Hmm.
it wasn't because I felt like I had to like make myself fit in. It's just like people here, they're they're not fake. So like they're not going to be like fake friendly to you and be like, "Oh my gosh, yes, like how was your morning?"
Yeah.
Which I was okay with. I just had to get used to it because at first I was like, "Are these
Hmm.
people like mean? Like what is wrong with them? Like nobody smiles." But when it came to making friends, like a lot of people have already like established their friend groups or they're so career focused that they're not like
Yeah.
focused on making friends, like going on dates and like finding a relationship that they want to have, rather that be like romantically or from a friend's perspective. Everything
Hmm.
was just so different here. And then I also worked at a company that didn't have a lot of young people at it. So I was just like, and I was living with my aunt and uncle. So I didn't have roommates. Like it was just one of those things where I had to like go out of my way to find friends if I wanted them
Hmm.
because I could just like get in my little shell and like go to work and come home and maybe go to the gym. Being an extrovert and my personality, that I knew that was not going to work and I was not going to be happy and I was not going to be in Boston much longer if I didn't figure that out.
Hmm.
So it took
Yeah.
me a while, but like things like basketball and playing on like a pickup team and like some of the little social clubs around here, and then going to the gym at my company, I actually ended up meeting like some younger people on other teams that really helped. So there
Hmm.
were a few things that like kind of helped me get out of that funk when I first moved here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I
New England nice. Like there is a version where it is New England nice, but it's just not Midwest nice. So yeah,
no,
you
like
have to
if
navigate
you
it.
were lost on the street and like you needed help and you were like, "Hey, can you help me like figure out where to get on this train?" Someone might walk you
Hmm.
all the way there. Like people are nice and they're
Yeah.
gonna help you, but they're not gonna like just be friendly to just be friendly.
Mhm.
But when it comes to the workout classes, like my original point, it'd be interesting to see because even just like the way people approach like the beginning of class or the end of class where you're trying to figure out like would you want to be friends with this person or like hang out with them outside of like stretching next to them, like
Hmm.
a whole other
Well, even
skill.
I feel that way with like Chicago and when I would either go back to Ohio when my parents were there or now North Carolina. Yeah, it's like some sort of kind of code switching where I'm like, "Oh, Audrey, don't be a bitch. Like you have to smile. Like you have to you have to say hi to these people. Don't ignore them. They're the neighbors. They're lovely. Like you can talk to them sort of thing." Whereas like Chicago, yeah, it's like heads down, maybe smile, but like that's too much even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to even see those dynamics specific to a workout class because, and depending on what workout class, because I think some are probably more like, okay, this is like girlies younger or like around the same age. So, like, maybe they're more willing to and eager to try to make friends or whatever, whereas it's like I don't know, some sort of other class where it's different ages or different people in it too. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
the culture and dynamic in either space would be so different. So yeah,
Yeah, like what stage of
it's
life are you
crazy.
in? You might have a
Yeah,
class that's like
making
a
friends is
6
just
a.m.
hard.
Yeah, it is for sure. I'm I've also been fortunate that like Eric has been my best friend through everything, like for pretty much as long as I can remember in my life. So I've at least always had him. But when it specifically comes to like groups of girlfriends, that's where it's very different. And like if you show up to the 6 a.m. mom workout class, that is a very different dynamic than the like girl who can take the like 30 p.m. Pilates class.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So different. And I know my dad growing up, he would always go to like 5 a.m. CrossFit class
Yeah.
and like, yeah, it's just different people, different yeah, cycles, and you can meet a lot of different people through even your class selection. Well, Christy, this is called Audrey's World, and to me, it's a little dreamy. But do you ever like fantasize? Do you do the daydreaming? Do you do any of that like dream worlding at all?
I would definitely say I do. Is it all the time? No. Is it probably daily in some capacity, though? Yes, I would say. I think there are like the simple daydreams that I have that are like looking back, if I had to redo the situation that just happened, like this is my dream scenario for that situation. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's also like the dreaming of the ideal perfect world for myself and just for like greater society. Like I definitely think about both
Right.
of those. So like I definitely think about it quite a bit. And I also just get in my head. Like I'm one of those people that I'm good at internalizing things. When I get in my head, people don't hear about it because I don't verbalize it very often. But like I often notice like in the shower or like when I'm laying down and maybe I'm like awake but I haven't gotten out of bed yet, that's like my good deep thinking time. And the like data dump of information that Eric gets after one of those moments is probably terrifying to be on the other side. But yeah, I'm definitely I would say am I like a consistent daydreamer? Probably not as frequently as a lot of people, but I definitely daydream. Because I'm one of those people who like likes to think about like what is the ideal scenario. And so if you're always thinking that way, I feel like you are dreaming in a sense, right? Like you're like this would be perfect if I did it this and this way. And you have to like not shoot yourself in the foot if it doesn't turn out, but at the same time you're like, "Oh, that would be pretty awesome if it does."
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm like kind of laughing because you two are the eldest daughter, and I feel like that's maybe it's a little bit of that where it's just the internalizing and it's like, okay, how could this be perfect? How could this be my dream scenario? And then, okay, it didn't happen. Maybe internalizing that and like, shoot, could have done that better or like rethinking it all. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's a constant kind of yeah, daydream to some degree of could I have done that better? What's the perfect scenario? How do we get there? Kind of forward thinking, kind of history thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to some degree it kind of consumes all of our brains in some way.
Yeah, I actually like when I get into those modes. Like the daydreaming mode is definitely amazing. I don't like the learn from the past and like figure out what you want to do in the future mode when it comes to like super technical stuff at work. I would rather just like use that time to like keep going with the projects that I'm on. And I get you have to learn and you have to
Yeah.
formalize it and like it needs to be documented and blah 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 blah. But like I like the daydreaming where it's more like I don't know how to say this, but like you're dreaming of your ideal scenario or like your living space. Simple things like right now the lamp behind me is crooked. Can you see that? Do I even want the lamp there though? Like what would my dream state of my
Yeah.
room be? Because like
Okay, I
we
didn't
live
notice
in
it was crooked, but
well now you probably do. Um but like is my dream state to not be in this room? Would I rather be like in a different house? Should I move eventually? Like little things like that can trigger me in like these spirals. And that's where I do daydream, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. But like I definitely think about that stuff a lot. And
hmm I love it. Okay, so you did mention the daydream consists of like, okay, what's the house sitch or like living sitch, work from home,
yeah.
all of that. But is there anything else that we're really daydreaming of or what that dream world consists of for you?
Yeah, for sure.
A lot right now, maybe?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, navigating being a mom has been amazing. I mean, I'm already thinking about like, when do I want more kids? And Eric and I have always talked about having multiple kids, but like you're you always have people asking you like, "Oh, when are you having another one?" The second you have one. Like it's a real thing. I don't know why. Everybody
That's what I've heard.
instantly just assumes you're having a second, which thankfully we plan on that. But there's all these things like medically you should have them this many years apart, or like financially this would make sense. Like there's so many different ways you can go about thinking or daydreaming about having your future family life. But I don't know, I have to think like in a way sometimes that when I think about like the future for me, I don't know where it's going to be. Like I'm in Boston right now. I grew up in Ohio. My husband grew up in St. Louis. Like we love places like other places we've been. We've talked about North Carolina. We've talked about San Diego. We've talked about going internationally. And for me, the daydreaming state when it comes to that and what my future holds, it's always more about the experiences and the people that I want around me and not so much about the physical location.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I like I think as long as I'm daydreaming and in a way and picturing myself happy, that's really all that matters. Like I could
Yeah.
care less if I'm living like in a house by myself in the middle of the woods or like if I'm in an apartment complex in my favorite city. Like,
Mm-hmm.
as long as I'm happy and I have like the people around me that I want to have, or like can at least communicate with the people that I want to talk to, I think that I'll be okay. And like, there are a lot of people who, unfortunately, they're not in a position where they can be be anywhere or be surrounded by loved ones, and that sucks. So like,
Right.
I I don't know. I definitely daydream about a future where I can always like have access to the people and the things that I love. And so I think that as long as I keep working hard and like Eric and I still like have that teammate relationship that we've always had, we I don't know. I like to think in a way that like nothing can hold us back, you know? Like we can shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
Do we know what the stars are? Especially when it comes to like physical location. Will one of us stay home and raise the kids at one point? Like, and the fact that I can even just say one of us could stay home, like, I always thought I would be the stay-at-home working or stay-at-home mom, like not the working parent. I'm not in a place right now where I'm willing to just drop all of that. If I had to for
Mm-hmm.
my kid, I would do it in a heartbeat, but I don't have to do that. So like
Yeah.
my future from that perspective right now is like I am so excited to be the working mother. I'm gonna hate the first day of work leaving my kid, but I am so excited to be the working mother. So, like, I'm definitely like dreaming about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shooting for the stars in a way that I'm happy in work and career and like everything outside of that.
Yeah. Well, it is. I love how you're phrasing it because I think I get really hung up on a lot of things in life and I can be really bullheaded about it. But I love how you're kind of thinking it from the reverse. Like, well, I know that if I were in said location, I would be happy because we have this here. Maybe it's family, maybe it's experiences, maybe it's just like access to, whatever you're looking for. But I know I could be happy having those things and like the other things will come or, we'll figure it out along the way. So, I love that that's how you're like going about it. And yeah, it helps that you have a lot of good people in your life who would help along the way too, or just be a part of that as well. So it's
Yeah.
very dreamy.
I definitely never thought I would have a kid in an 800 square foot place, but here I am living that life. I've definitely noticed that like a lot of the physical
Yeah.
things, tangible stuff, like it makes me happy, yes, but is it like the most important thing to me? No.
hmm I think, at least for me, like I've been realizing that a lot of maybe the life that I thought I was working towards, like 7-year-old Audrey came up with that idea and like, whoa, love her. She's great. But what
Yeah.
did I know at 7? Like where it was like oh, I'm sure by 30 I'll have X, Y, and Z, or, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll have accomplished this, where it's like, oh my God, girl, love you, but like,
Yeah.
our dreams change or like circumstances changes. So yeah, you never thought that you would see yourself in a apartment with a baby, but like, you're still doing great. It's like, it's really nice. And you guys have a great spot too, in a great condo. But like, yeah, it is just different than 8-year-old Christy saw it happening, and that's okay.
For sure. I feel
I
like I
love
want to
that
ask
though.
you all the questions that like you just have asked me. I need Audrey's world to be told to me in a way that it hasn't been before. Because I
You
feel
want to hear
like
what my dream?
yeah, I feel like I need
I
like
think
yeah, I guess you just kind of said like your 7-year-old self was imagining certain things that like you never would maybe want or desire now. Like what do you think 7-year-old Audrey thought?
7-year-old Audrey definitely thought I would be married by now, no doubt about it. Actually, I can remember a few friends saying that they wanted to get married by like 25 around that age. And I was like, no, I'll wait a little bit longer. So I did think I would probably be in a serious relationship or be getting married ish around now. I do think I wanted to be in Chicago. So, like, I'm doing that. And she did want just like a sick ass closet. So I think I have that too. But like always thought that work, both of my parents worked corporate jobs, but they were traveling like almost every week growing up for work. And I just assumed that all jobs they like looked like a movie where it was, oh my gosh, we got this opportunity, great, we're traveling tonight, like see you guys, have fun, like, and things were just like happening like that. Or it was very 13 going on 30, or how to lose a guy in 10 days sort of thing, where it's like lunches are like 2 hours long, we're meeting friends, we're having drinks, like we're doing that.
You're going to New York and you're like gonna have an awesome 5-day work trip and instead you're like stressed out of your mind the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's like me in my apartment, like, guys, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, screaming, scrambling, doing all of that. But yeah, so I feel like that is probably what like 7, 8-year-old Audrey was thinking for my life now. And yeah, I love the things that I have from that version, but I know myself and I'm really glad they're working out as they are. And I'm excited to see, yeah, what continues to come. And yes, do I wish I had a magic wand for like so many social issues, or like sometimes just people in my life love you, but like wish you were doing something different. I see it differently than you. So yeah, sometimes I feel like my dream world, I'm like,
Yeah.
please, let's change. Why can't you see it this way? Or
In your
like,
dream
look
world,
at
you
it.
have dream powers.
Sometimes I do, but like, oh my God, I'm so glad I don't. And I have to remind myself sometimes when I feel like I just sometimes have the issue of wanting people just to see my perspective of it, but like, that's not always the case. That's not their experience. That's not their background. That's not what they're feeling. So I have to remind myself of that. But yeah, sometimes I would really wish that I had that superpower. And that is not a great one to
Yeah.
maybe wish that I had, but
You're creating a
it's
great
true.
dream world. I mean, if everybody could like see the power of like different perspectives and like including different perspectives or even just hearing different perspectives, like some people are so
Yeah.
narrow-minded and it makes me so sad because I'm just like, you don't have to agree with everybody, but like if you could just hear them out, like some other
Be open to
perspectives
hearing it.
like,
Yeah.
are they might not be right or they might be right and that you might both be right, but like it like your mind gets opened up to like so much more when you can listen, just be accepting of other people's perspectives. And I swear like when you have the most diverse perspectives in the room, you get the best outcomes. Like I don't
Hmm.
know like what studies have been done on this stuff, but like especially in the work environment and social environments, like if you have friend groups that are super diverse, you've got people with so many different personalities and they all think differently too. I swear it's better. Like you probably
Yeah.
want the friend that has the same interests and you can have people with same interests with different perspectives still. And like it's really cool to see how people's brains are wired differently and everybody thinks differently. And if you can experience that from other people's perspectives and just hear people out, it makes life so much easier.
Yeah. And I also think of it too as like a way to let them grow. Because sometimes it's a thing of like they're just too nervous to share their experience or their opinion because of whoever's maybe in the room, or it is so different or whatever. But yeah, I think we need to give space for that in work, in social, in personal, like in all these different arenas. Because yeah, it's not everyone has the same experience, and it has been a gift of aging seeing that more and letting it play out more. And it might not look how you want it to, but it will still play out in the end however it's supposed to. And it might just take a little longer or it might look different, but there's still room to have that open mindedness and like just let it happen.
Yeah, for sure. I think we just created a dream world.
I know, right? I love these conversations because it is. It's like so cool to hear your life and what's going on, but just yeah, I feel like it's each conversation it's is its own fantasy world based on current events or what's just going on in life and it just yeah, it gives me hope, but then makes me a little sad. So because that is not our reality and to me that is sometimes hard and a little sad. I'd love to hear, do you have a small win that you want to celebrate? Because that's maybe a little bit more tangible that we can just say, yay, we did it, we tried it, or, and like can use that.
Yeah, a small win. Probably the newest workout that I tried
It's
is
fun.
Pilates. I'm liking it. It's been great, and it's also like right down the street from me. So that has been amazing. I think that like how you were saying I enjoyed jumping around from like different athletic things in my past. Like I need to have that kind of like diversity in my workout too, or I'm gonna get bored.
Hmm.
So I've been doing like a ton of different types of workouts in the last year. And because I don't really have the time or like the effort to organize a team to like play the sports I've always liked to do, like I've been doing like bounce classes on trampolines, Pilates, things at home, like watching workout videos, even like postpartum or like pregnancy
Hmm.
related things, like that takes up so much time. But there's so many resources out there that are so helpful, and you can always talk to other people who have maybe gone through the experience, and that can be helpful too. But now, postpartum, I've been doing mom and baby Pilates. So
Yeah.
basically, like sit or not sit, they lay on the mat next to you, or maybe on like right underneath you if you do some like push up type things or something. But it's really cute, and it kind of creates that
Cute.
sense of community too, because you're just with like other moms who are in a very similar stage. And like that was kind of the first thing for me that was big. Like that it's probably bigger than a small win in my mind mentally, but it was like a small physical win to get back out there and like, try something new because I had also never done a Pilates class. So
Yeah.
it was exciting. It's not reformer, but it's
Like Matt,
they call
Matt
it yeah, like
Pilates.
mat Pilates. So yeah, that's
That's
probably my
awesome.
biggest win recently is like trying to get back in shape and like then maybe do it all over again and have another kid eventually.
Who knows?
It is
But
definitely
no, that is huge. And I love that there are options to do it, like bring your child, because, childcare stuff that can get crazy or scheduling too. But yeah, then it forces you to be able to make connections with people, like you said, who are in a similar chapter where you might not have that with your other group of friends. Like maybe they're just not in that same stage yet, or maybe it just like looks a little different. So to have those peers who are kind of going through similar things with you, I think we all need that in different ways, no matter what stage of life you're in. So I really love that you were able to do this. And I agree, it's probably bigger than a small win, but I love that we are chatting about it and acknowledging it because that is really huge. So
yeah.
proud of you, Christy.
Thanks. I'm proud of you too, Podge. You started a podcast.
Oh
Maybe I'll
my
do that
gosh.
one.
No, it's fun. It's a great way to just chat and be a little creative and just do something different outside of my like day job.
Yeah. I think we all need that one thing that keeps us going outside of our day job, but definitely other things that keep people going that are not just like grinding away behind your desk, right?
Hmm.
Well, this is
Or
still,
then just like rotting on the couch, like there
yeah,
has to be other things too. So,
exactly.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I love chatting with you. I mean, I can keep going, but I want to be respectful of like your life and routines.
It's okay.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to do this. It means so much.
Yeah, I love chatting with you too. This was great. I hope to
Yay.
see you soon too.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you really enjoyed the conversation. It was so great to just hear from her. Our lives don't look the same right now, but there are so many overlaps still, and there's things that I can learn from her. She can learn from me and just see different perspectives. And I do really love and think there is so much value in having just an open mindset into conversations, whether it's something so simple or very complex. So thank you, Christy, for the conversation, for your time, and I hope all of you listeners really enjoyed it as well. If you are liking the podcast, thank you. I love that for us because we are in this together. You can like, rate, review, subscribe, or follow the podcast wherever you listen. I'm on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, amongst other platforms, but those are where you can find me more easily. And I'm also on YouTube. So if you're not so much a audio learner and you're more of a visual learner, check it, clock it. I'm on YouTube. Check out at Audrey's World for that. ODDREY. And I'm also on social media, of course. Of course, I'm a social media girly. Not only do I brain rot on there, but I also post some content too. So if you're interested in that, you can follow me there, clock the journey along the way. And you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Audrey's World. Again, ODDREY. But thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen, to follow, to support in whatever way. It's just fun. It's fun for me, and I hope it's fun for you too.